Hi there. My name's Dave. I'm from Carriage House Lavender, and there's always two questions that we get asked here at Carriage House Lavender when people visit the farm. I'm going to try and answer question number two today, so stand by for question number one. The second most frequently asked question is, will lavender grow in pots? And yes, it will. Okay. And it kind of depends on how you do it and how you plant it. So we're going to give you a demonstration today. First of all, let me talk about this big guy right here. Okay, we just transplanted this one about a week ago. This one here, we're going to put into a ceramic pot and see if there's any difference in growth. And this last scraggly one, we're going to put in a clay pot and see how that turns out. As I said, we just transplanted this one about a week ago. And you can see that during that week, it's already got second growth on it. I've trimmed it back, and here we go. We're getting flowers again. So that's pretty fantastic. I like the clay pots because they have good water retention and they're easy to take care of. Okay, one of the success factors to getting your lavender to grow in pots for your patio, or if you live in an apartment and you want something on the patio, this is a good way to do it. Okay, like I said, you want to keep them trimmed back when you plant them. I'm not going to retrim this one because it's got second growth on it, and I think this is a good example of success. So let's go ahead and get started with this one. What you want to use is just a regular potting soil, anything you get from Home Depot or Lowe's or a garden store. And just start filling up your pot and get her done. Okay, as you can see, I've got the ceramic pot about halfway filled up at this point. So I'm going to take this guy right here and I'm going to keep some of the soil that was in there. So if you pick up a lavender plant from the garden store, keep the soil that comes with it because that's really good. It's used to that. The roots are used to it. And so we're going to get it right in the center like that. And we're going to pack it with nice fresh garden soil. So we'll get that nicely packed in. And we're going to show the secret in just 1 second here. Okay. All right, here comes the real secret to success. So once you get you could do this beforehand, but you can do it after as well. We want to cut back all this growth, okay? I know that's hard to do for some people. When I talk to people and they go, oh, you're cutting off the good flowers, and I go, I am cutting off the good flowers, but you know what? I want that growth to go right down in here. I want that growth to go right into the root system so that in a couple of years or less, it's going to look just like this. And 4 years from now, it's going to be a nice round bush if you take the time to do this correctly. And if you see any old stuff like this, yeah, just get rid of it because it's not doing any good. That piece right there is not doing any good. And that's looking pretty good at this point. We're going to do a little cleanup here. And I think we've got it. And there we have it. Maybe just add a little more soil. So that piece is done. The ceramic piece is done. Now, watering. So lavender doesn't need a lot of water, but when you first transplant any plant, overwatering is not a mistake. So don't feel like you have to babysit that thing. Keep it wet. It's going to need that. Now we're going to do this little guy. And the purpose of this is to do a comparison. We're going to watch these plants over the winter. We're going to check on them next spring and do an update. But we want to see the difference between this ceramic pot and this clay pot. I wouldn't be surprised if I have to transplant this one before next spring, but let's start out and give it a try. Pack it in there. And get your little 4-inch plant ready to go. These are usually easy to pull out. And you can see this has already got some roots and it's pretty scraggly looking. I want to point out here, that plant actually looked like this same scraggly plant when we planted it. So don't be discouraged. It's going to work. Lavender is a very hardy plant. There we go on that. Now we're going to get some water on these guys. All right. Hey, we've got our work site all cleaned up and we're ready to start giving this some water. And just a reminder, I don't think you can overwater at this point. It's freshly transplanted and it needs some water on those roots. So kind of babysit it for the next couple of days. And then obviously if you've planted plants before, after you put the water in, it's always good to push it down and get it firmly planted. And you know, another good secret that I should mention, I didn't do it here, but if you have a little bit of sand, you could always include a little bit of sand. So like if you got a play yard nearby and you can borrow a scoop of sand, that might be a good idea to mix in with the soil, but not necessary. All right, we're going to put these over on our magic growing area here, which gets the morning sun. And we're going to keep our eye on it. And I'll probably be watching those over the next few days. And I'm going to carefully trim them, keep my eye open, and see how they do.